Also, and welcome everybody. This is Cosimo Marraffa, Marraffa Training Academy. And this morning we are all together with Patrick Little. Patrick, we are very honored that you took some time out of your busy schedule and are here with us. And can you introduce yourself for the listeners?
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation, Cosimo. My name is Patrick Little. I am speaking to you from Cologne in Germany, where I live. I grew up in Ireland as the fifth of 10 children in the 60s and 70s. And then I came to Germany as a student for 6 weeks. And 40 years later, I am still in Germany, now living in the Rhineland, previously living in southern Germany in Franconia for many, many years, where my children grew up. And I'm very delighted to be with you here today. I'm a transformation coach and a mental fitness trainer, and I train people in both areas of personal development and professional development.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. And if you look back on the past and maybe take a challenge you had, what is one of the challenges you want to tell us right now and how you overcame this situation?
Okay, so I can remember my father who left us far too early, 40 years ago, but his ethos was to leave the world in a slightly better condition than that in which we found it. So there was always this family ethos of somehow improving the lot of humanity. And that is something that I absorbed very early. And as part of that process, I think a second aspect is learning from our mistakes. So as human beings, we all make mistakes. The mistake is only really of value if we are willing and able to learn from it. And so that is a skill that I have been developing over the years in my own life, of course, and helping other people around me. So I think those are the two things, this gradual improvement and learning from mistakes.
Sounds good and sounds like an experience that you will use effectively to honor your father's mission statement, if we want to say like this. And if you want to share with the listeners one desire you have for the future. And by the way, for everyone who today is the first time here, this is the 6D podcast. We go through 6Ds from the You Are Here map to the goal. And 6Ds are basically 6 words starting with desire. The second is, after you know your desire, what's the decision you take about this desire you have in your side, inside you. The third is the declaration, making some kind of a vision, mission statement, declaration statement. The fourth D is the devotion, because every mission statement without action is like a nice shower, but not more. And the fifth D is the developing. After you have action steps, maybe you see, hey, there needs to be an update. You need to develop them. And 6D is this view of the mountain where you delivered your desire and you are there and enjoy the fresh air and the view, and then you achieved what you are about and what you are inside. So, Patrick, what's your desire for the future that you want to share with the listeners today?
Well, my desire, I'm in my early 60s now, so I have plenty of time to look back on. And my desire is to make a meaningful contribution to meeting the existential challenges that humanity as a species faces right now, today.
Interesting. What is the decision you are taking to realize this make this reality, this desire?
Yeah, so the decision that I made some years back was to dedicate my life to this purpose, to not be distracted by sideshows which appear to be entertaining or meaningful, but to dedicate my life to actually engaging with individuals and organizations, and doing my own inner work so that I am better positioned to make such a meaningful contribution.
Wonderful. Okay. If we go on your homepage, do we find a mission statement, a declaration, or something like this that would incorporate all of this?
Yeah, so the name of my business is Sober Oasis, and that's using sober in its most general sense of having a clear view of things. And the tagline to my on my logo is learning to live the lives we love. So my goal is to do that for myself, and in doing so, to help other people get to a point where they are really living the lives that they love.
Sounds good. Okay. And what are the devotion statement after your desire is clear, your decision is clear, and your declaration statement? How do you devote? How do you what are your action steps?
Okay, so if we want to get the kind of clarity that I referred to, we need a certain level of what I would refer to as mental fitness. So in our world today, there's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of um, there's a somebody used the term recently, the weapons of mass distraction, which I thought is a really powerful statement. So what happens there is that we lose contact with our inner self, and it's only in the inner self where I can really get clarity around my values. What are my values here? So the declaration is to do what is necessary to get the clarity around my values, and then to begin aligning my thinking, my feeling, and my actions around my values, to get this coherence between the inner values and the outer behavior. And so in order to do that, I am a practitioner of various modalities of mindfulness and awareness and mental fitness on a daily basis, which allow me or help me to achieve and maintain that clarity going forward.
Interesting. And everybody knows that there is the biggest room in the universe, the room of improvement. So the fifth step is about develop. How do you use to develop and to update your actions to really reach your desire?
Okay, so that's a very good question. And I think that if we want to be of service, if we want to have an impact, we need to keep growing every day. And just as in the realm of physical fitness, and I'm very keen on physical exercise, running marathons, cycling, swimming, and so on. So just as in the realm of physical fitness, we need a regular daily practice. And we experience that if we take a week off or 2 weeks off, or if we're ill or whatever, then our level of fitness falls back. In the mental area, it is exactly the same. So what I need is a daily practice of mental fitness. And I engage in such a practice, and I have trained in the positive intelligence, or so-called PQ mental fitness modality. And this is what I use with my clients to achieve and then to develop further a level of mental fitness which helps me to not to react impulsively to all of the impulses that hit me as I go through each day, but to be able to go inside into this quiet place and to connect with my values, and on the basis of my values to respond to whatever situation I find myself in.
Interesting. And wow, it sounds like something that depends what we believe. It seems a little bit specific, but yeah, I can imagine it works very good. And I see you pretty chilled, so that's I love it. And 60 is about deliver. Deliver is when you are on the top of the mountain. Tell us your picture you see when when this desire gets reality.
Yeah, and I think the delivery is really walking the talk, right? So I believe that any leadership is based on not on ideas or on statements, but on actions. So whether we are leading in a corporation, or whether we are the parents of children, or whether we are in a voluntary organization, if we want to motivate any group of people towards a goal, then it is the most important thing is how I myself behave, to model the behavior that I want to see in those around me. And that, I think, is the most important factor. Other skills, of course, communication skills and so on, very important. One skill which is very underestimated, I think, in our world is the capacity to listen, to really listen to people. Another is to tune into our own emotional world. Many of us find ourselves cut off from our emotions at some point in life. But the really important one is to model the behavior that we wish to see in our families, in our circle of friends, in our workplaces, etc.
Thank you. It seems that this is a very huge need for the whole world, and a very nice desire and deliver view that you have for yourself and for the one around you and your clients. If you would give to the listener one last piece of advice, one last gift at the round and at the top of the hour of this podcast, what would this be?
I would say to find a way of engaging with silence, to go deep within, to tune into the core values that each of us have every day, and to develop the capacity of aligning our thoughts, our feelings, and especially our actions with the values that we find within ourselves.
Thank you, Patrick. This was an amazing podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure the listeners will keep commenting down or there where the thing to comment even is. And feel free to connect with Patrick. Feel free to connect with our training academy so you get the script of the 60s. And for now, I wish you all the best. And for all the listeners, a wonderful day, and talk to you soon next time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.